Hey guys, it's Gina. I wanted to do a sketchbook video of my newest sketchbook I just completed. This is a EcoQua sketchbook I got from Blick. This is the same one, this is my newer one. It was $6.35 now, but this one was $5.99. This one is my sticker that I made of one of my paintings. This is like one of my drawings that I printed out on photo paper and cut out, put on here. I want to make this into stickers. This is by Aniki Gold. I'll leave the links to these artists below. This is a postcard of hers. She's a Florida artist who is very good. I really like her style. These two stickers are by Bye Bun, and then these two stickers are by Zeke's Lunchbox. I started this in October of last year, so it takes me forever. This is barely hanging on. I've had to put packing tape and washi tape to hold this together. It's only held together by staples, and I'm rough on it. I've already lost this book once. I got it back. All is good. This was just a hideous little sketch I did with gel pens. I mean, it's not hideous, but it's all right. It's fine. I'm trying not to be negative. I just, some things as an artist, you're like, oh yeah, I hate that. It's icky. These two were the planning out sketches of my sister's dogs that I painted on little canvas magnets from Walmart. Her two little dogs. This is just a little doodle I did. These were portraits and hands and a gesture that I did from a Line of Action website. This is just one of my printed out paintings. This was an experiment with colored pencil that I'm not good at colored pencil. I still don't like colored pencil. It's going to be a journey. This is just more plans. I'm very sketchy with my sketches. I'm not real into line work. This is a swamp monster. I've been wanting to do a swamp monster on a doll, a painting, something since October. That has not got done yet. This is one of my recent paintings that I just finished. These are just some more sketches of reference photos off either Pinterest or Instagram. This is a painting I did on patterned scrapbook paper, and I really like how that turned out. This was just a practice. This is Audra Claire's. It's like a redraw with brush pen. I wanted to see how she did it, and then I ruined it with some colored pencil. I'm weak at colored pencil. Colored pencil and watercolor. Ooh, it's rough. These were just experiments. This is when I finally started doing the 100 heads. Drawing 100 heads. I started counting them. I did 1, 2. I just put 100 heads I liked photos of in my Pinterest board on Pinterest. I didn't use Ahmed's 100 heads. I think that's how you say his name. I didn't use his 100 heads. I just didn't like him as much. This is Copic marker, and the Copic marker I kind of like on this paper, even though it bleeds through. This paper it's fine. It's not the greatest. It's nice to draw on. It's just I just do what I want to do on paper. I don't care what it's meant for. But I did that, and it bled through, but it was pretty neat. This I did on another piece of paper, and I just stuck there. A little cross-eyed tiger. He's rough. Some doodles. Oh, this was supposed to be a Draw on Your Style by Emiko, EMKIKO. I didn't really care for how it turned out. I like this flower, but I didn't like how this turned out, so I didn't post it. This was just a doodle. These are hand-carved stamps I did a long time ago. I like this guy a lot. I was wanting to do more animal heads with antique clothing and just some random bits in the back. I kind of wish I had painted the background not white, but Oh, and if you hear my dog whining, I'm sorry. These are plans for paintings. This is a fish with my address on it. I was going to turn into a hand-carved stamp for an return address stamp. Just some cruddy doodles. This was watercolor, and this paper hates watercolor, but I was just experimenting. This is more of my 100 heads. I got up to 8 here. I really like this one and this one. And I don't hate that one. These two, you know, it depends. More heads. I've got up to 15 here. Those are okay. These little gator guys are adorable. Oh, this was a plan for a painting I haven't done yet. More heads. I've got, oh, this was like a single continuous line drawing head. And I'm up to 23 here. This was one of the ones that was the 100 head challenge that was on the other picture. So a lot of people have done this one. I'm up to 27 here. Oh, these I had planned out to maybe make some art quilt curtains for my living room. I either want to do like a goldfish pattern, a swamp with alligator pattern, or like an Egyptian pattern, or photos maybe. I'm still not sure. These I did, I drew the ink beetles, and then Casey Golden had a video of how to use washi tape as your pattern and then cut, you know, put it over the black inked image and then cut out the excess to make the patterns. And I really liked how that worked out. Some more heads. These markers, I'm hideous at markers with drawing. I don't know how people do it. I'm at 32. This was a draw in my style. I don't remember who had it up though. And I didn't really like how it turned out, so I didn't put it on Instagram. This was just some more doodles. I couldn't stand these. I put, keep doing this one till you get it right. No, I didn't. These were just some gestures I real quick sketched out. This was some acrylic paint I got from Target, and I put the colors on it. It's warm metal and hot coral. I meant to do something on this and I forgot. This was the original plan for my, it was like a really rough plan. It was the original plan for my goldfish lily painting I just did, and I changed it to the goldfish instead of him, which is fine. And that was like the color palette I was going to use. That was just a watercolor paper experiment, and I'm rough. Up to 49 on the heads. I really liked this head, and this one kind of reminded me of like Viola Swamp, Miss Swamp, those Miss Swamp books. Let's see here, we're at 53. This was just a hideous page. This was the sketch I did for the Frida digital art painting I did on my Instagram for By Bun's April challenge. So God, I was only here in April. That's crazy. More heads. I liked how he turned out. I'm not used to drawing kids, so that was a good practice. This was one of my hand carved stamps I just stamped and cut out. I'm at 62 heads here. This was for the April art challenge, the X-ray day. Let's see here. Oh, that was the sketch for my skull one that I did it in digital art for. This I was going to do something with, and I didn't. You might say that another time. This was just messing around. I started printing out a few like of my favorite artworks that I kind of wanted to like try to do. Like I really liked how she had like the cloud mice. This is by Kit's Miseries art. You could probably, I don't know if you can see that with my light, but I'll leave a link below. I wanted to print out a few things for me to practice. Like I started printing out the drawing my style. Like this was the drawing my style, and this was, and then these were what I tentatively sketched out, and I hated them, and I was like, nope, I'm out. These two are by just cards I had from Zeke's lunchbox. More heads, and I did not finish 100 heads in this book. I got up to like 80. The next book will have 20 more. 67, I liked this one a lot. That one is creepy. This was some rough hand sketches. Creepy guy. Just an experiment. Up to 70 here. This was the bird I first sketched out to put on my mixed media page I'll be showing you in a minute. I wanted to experiment in morphing some birds together, and I haven't really done that yet. It's just an idea. This was the frog. I wanted to put on my newest mixed media piece, and I like the sketch better than what it's turning out to be, but you know, this was just, I don't know, I drew up this alligator. I hope you can see him okay. I drew up this alligator with the little wings, and then I decided to make a cupcake tower out of paper. I thought he turned out funny. He's like clapping like, oh, cupcakes. I liked how that turned out. And I've used wax paper when I've done acrylic in here. Here's the, oh no, my phone had to, sorry about that. Here's the mixed media page. I did Buy Buns tutorial like class that I bought off Etsy a long time ago for creatures on Etsy, and she goes through how to do this mixed media background. So I did this mixed media background following hers, and then I just painted my own birds on here, these guys. I really like how this came out. A lot of people in my painting class were like, oh, you're gonna want to rip that out and hang it up on the wall, and I was like, no, it's fine in my sketchbook. I mean, I love it, but it's fine in a sketchbook. This was because there's a YouTuber named James Burke. Oh my god, I hope that's right. He does, what does he call them? Netflix scrapbooking, sketch flicks. That's what he calls them. And he does where he watches a movie and then sketches out things while watching the movie. And so I did that while watching The Mummy, and I kind of came up with this stuff. This was a vintage illustration, and I wanted to see if I could duplicate it. Challenge bomb. And then this tape will come off this paper, and I'm like, oh, I just left it. I abandoned ship. This I did just to kind of de-stash some of my papers that I had that I, liked, but I didn't know what to do with. So I just stuck them in here, and then yesterday I painted this little weirdo, and I'm just over it at this point. I was going to do something else on the side, and now I'm like, I'm done. This I painted in gouache on black construction paper, or like black, like cardstock, and I really liked how that came out. That was number 73. I counted it as one of my heads. 74, 75. This is supposed to be on the mixed media page with the frog that I showed you with the crown, and I need to like shrink it a little. He's too big. I drew him too big. I gotta figure it out. This was some like, I really wanted to take like a ceramics pottery class and do my own things, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. This was a bronze statue that I saw in the antique section of Craigslist, and so I just real quick sketched her out because I really liked the look of her. This was a self-portrait that it looks a little messed up, but it's okay. It's fine. You can tell it's me. It's just a little off. I've been watching a lot of portrait artist of the year on YouTube, and I'm like, ooh, portrait art, yes. So you might see a lot more portrait art coming up. I did this really quickly the other day just to kind of experiment. I did this on the scrapbook paper that has like the pattern already again. This was just some weird little ferrets being held on reference on Instagram, I think, and I just sketched them out real quick and then experimented with mermaid markers, and then on top of the mermaid markers I did colored pencil, and this is oil pastels, and I was just kind of messing around with different mediums. And then this, the Portrait Artist of the Year 2014 had a guy that sat for them, and I did a real quick sketch of him too. I was going to paint it or use chalk pastels to try to do his skin tone and stuff, but I abandoned ship again. And these were little tests with oil pastel and colored pencil on top because somebody on the TV show did that, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I've never tried that. This was another portrait I did, number 79. I didn't like how it turned out, and I started to erase it, and then when I erased it, it gave this really, I I don't know, those marks, and I kind of liked how it looked that way, so I left it. Those were just some quick gestures I did. This is number 78, this little baby. That was really hard to draw. I watercolored this paper first and then drew this, and then it didn't show up very well, so I used the white gel pen. And then I drew this guy from a photo I took at the Florida Aquarium. And this is just some extra bobs I stuck back here. This is a plan for a future painting. I just don't know if I want to make it a square painting or if I want to make it really big. I haven't decided. This is by an Instagrammer, Kikitron. I really absolutely think this is the cutest dang shark kitty I've ever seen in my entire life. And well, I just think that is adorable. If I drew that, I would be so happy with myself. These are two ACEOs from Cedar Heart Art. Her link will be down below. They're in the plastic still. I just had needed someone to store them. This is my Copic marker chart, the ones I have. I printed it out finally and colored in the ones I have. And then a plan for a painting. That's by Zeke's Lunchbox. These are all my washi tapes. And you see I had to package tape this together still. But these are all my, or these were all my washi tapes. I think I have more now. And this was a little sketch of this guy that I got in New Orleans. So he's always on my desk. And that is it. But thank you for checking out my sketchbook. I did get a replacement. This is a sticker by Zeke's Lunchbox. I got this one, but I'm thinking I'm going to use this one as more of like an art journal and do more spreads like this in it, because that was really nice to work on in this book. And then I got this to be more of my sketchbook with the thicker paper. This is a what is this called? A Crescent mixed media something something. Oh, I can't remember the name of this. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, so I have this to be more my normal sketchbook, this to be more my art journal, and I'm moving into those now that I've made this video. So thank you for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.